Thank you, Mr President. My question is to the Minister for Industry, Innovation and Science, Senator Sinodinos, and I refer to his statement in relation to One Nation, and I quote, "The One Nation of today is a different beast. They are a lot more sophisticated." How is the One Nation of today a lot more sophisticated? Does the minister believe warnings about being swamped by Muslims are more sophisticated than warnings about being swamped by Asians?
The Minister for Industry, Innovation and Science, Senator Sinodinos.
Thank you, Mr President. I thank the honourable senator for a question. Let me begin by saying they're more sophisticated because in this chamber, since they've been here, they've supported important pieces of government legislation. They've been prepared to cooperate with us. And if the opposition were prepared to cooperate with us on more legislation, they would not only be more sophisticated, we wouldn't have to rely on the crossbenchers much. It's important to understand that in those same remarks on that program yesterday, I made the point that when it comes to values, there is a clear divide. For example, I said on this side of the House, we believe in a non-discriminatory immigration policy very strongly. We don't discriminate on the basis of ethnicity, race, creed or colour in our immigration program. I made that very clear.
Thank you, Minister. Order on my left. Senator Wong, supplementary question.
Thank you, Mr President. I refer to the Prime Minister's statement reported on the 1st of June 2016, and I quote, "Pauline Hanson is, as far as we are concerned, not a welcome presence in the Australian political scene." Has the minister explained to the Prime Minister why he considers the One Nation of today to be a lot more sophisticated?
Minister.
Mr President, in Australia the people speak, and when they speak we have to listen. We've had a parliament that's been thrown up to us by the Australian people that includes representatives of the Greens, One Nation, the opposition. We have to work with all sides, and when they are willing to approve or support our legislation, we will work with them. As I said before, if the opposition wants us to do less business with One Nation, they should support more of our policies, the policies which we promised at the last election. Please help us keep our promises to the Australian people.
Thank you, Minister. Senator Wong, final
Thank you, Mr President. I
question.
refer to the minister's earlier answer where he justified his change of position on the basis that One Nation votes with the government. Isn't the real reason that Malcolm Turnbull is cuddling up to One Nation, that the Turnbull government not only needs One Nation to govern, they now think they need One Nation to get re-elected?
Minister.
Mr President, one of the other points I made yesterday is that we are in the business of taking votes away from One Nation, away from the Greens, away from the opposition. In the next 2 years before the election, we won't be cuddling up to anybody. We'll be out there arguing the case that a vote for the Liberal National Party coalition is a vote for economic stability, economic growth and economic development. It'll be a vote for Australian jobs.
Thank you, Minister.